Hello and welcome to ProMAX Sync. In this demonstration, I'm going to show you how simple it really is to connect your video editing team without the use of the cloud, without any extra hardware, and without changing your existing video editing workflow. So let's jump right in. Here is the ProMAX Sync interface. We are on the Sync tab and we see two storage locations. My internal Mac SSD. Obviously, I'm working on a Mac laptop, but ProMAX Sync works just as well on PC as it does Mac. Either will work for you. We also have my external Glyph 1 terabyte drive. We're going to focus on this Glyph drive, but before we get into that, I want to show you what an existing sync space looks like. So here we have inside the Mac SSD, it's actually on this sync folder you see on the right, we have the demo videos project. If I drill down, I can see I'm connected to Hartman Laptop 9. That is the user that shared this folder with me. They're currently disconnected and I can see that. So I will know that if I make changes, those changes will be waiting for them once they log back in and open their ProMAX Sync app. All right, let's see what a new sync workflow looks like. So here's my Glyph 1 terabyte drive. I have no project spaces in here. How am I going to add one? Well, when you hover over each of these, this plus icon shows up. So that's going to be to add a new sync folder. Whichever one I hit that plus symbol on, it's going to start saving to that location. So let's hit that. You see it's already in the Glyph 1 terabyte drive. I'm going to hit select location. This is inside my Glyph 1 terabyte drive. I have several other folders, but I'm going to focus on work projects. And there's two folders I want to look at, this raw video files and ProMAX Sync Demo. So I'm going to click raw video files, hit select, hit OK, and that space is going to be created. It is now scanning. So let's do the same thing with that other folder that I mentioned. Work projects, ProMAX Sync Demos, select. Now, obviously, I can select that entire work projects folder if I want, but when I drill down, that gives me more flexibility with who I share what with. All right, so that's going to pop up in a second. Now that I have these folders in the ProMAX Sync interface, that means ProMAX Sync is scanning them. It has indexed everything that's in those folders and basically cataloged it so that I can now share and sync these folders with other members of my team. So how do I do that? Well, this one's up to date. So as I hover over this project space, I'm going to see some options to the right. I want this guy right here, add device. I'm going to click that and I have some options. Now, as you saw earlier, Hartman Laptop's an option, Media Hub and Jody Demo. I want to share it with my coworker who's working on a Media Hub. I'm going to click that. Hit save, that user's added, and it is now syncing. Now, when it says syncing, it is sending data over the internet directly to that Media Hub. Depending on the settings on that Media Hub, it's either going to automatically create a new folder and save it onto that server, or it's going to pop up with a notification saying, do you want to accept this incoming sync? Now, with ProMAX Sync, you're almost always going to want to accept it so you can tell it where to save those projects. But this is now up to date. So let's do the same thing with this other folder. We're going to hit save right there. Those are going to continue to sync. And that is it. Pretty simple. If you do want to add a new user to your team, or you're a new user, what you're going to do is click this little person icon and copy your device ID, and then you're going to send that to them. They're going to come over here and just drop that device ID right there after you've emailed it or chatted it to them. So it's as simple as that. Thank you for checking this out. If you want to learn more, please book some time with me or just go ahead and get started with our 14-day free trial.